canceled real fast. Do not say that.
If we talked about on air, like people that like, you know, when you're dealing with somebody who doesn't take the hint that you're ready to end this, and you start to kind of keys out of the pocket into the hands, and you kind of take a step to the side, like I'm moving this way now, and they just kind of follow with you and keep talking, and it's like every piece of body language I have is telling you that I'm now going, and it's certain people just don't catch on to
I
that.
feel like I probably am too in touch with it to the fact that I overthink it, where I'm like, this person probably wants me to leave now. So I just
Yeah, gotta go.
just immediately, almost like a Morgan goodbye. That is
Like an Irish goodbye.
It's almost the same thing, except for it's when my wife goes to bed and everyone thinks she's not going to bed for the night, and then she's just, she's been gone for 10 minutes. I bet no, she has a Morgan goodbye.
She's asleep.
Yep.
She pulled that on. She pulled a Morgan goodbye on Saturday night. It was like 9:30, and which is pretty good for her.
Yeah. That's pretty late.
Sunday night, she stayed up the whole thing, and
WrestleMania? Mm-hmm. How was it?
that was fun, man. It's always a good time.
Yeah. Who'd you have over?
Saturday was like 3 or 4 dudes.
How'd the brisket turn out?
Dry.
Dry?
So dry. I bought it from Aldi, and it was like a 2.8 pound brisket, and I'm like, I'm just gonna throw it in, and
I don't even know how you smoke one of those.
not well. It's gonna make great sandwiches. The flavor is incredible, actually, but it is dry. Yeah. So I'm like, I'd chop that up, put some barbecue sauce on it. It'll taste great.
Yeah.
You got a Traeger, or what are you working with?
Traeger.
Traeger cat.
I'm lazy.
So am I. We're all lazy.
I think I've told you this, but I used to have an offset smoker, and like I would make fun of people that had pellet smokers because I was like, oh, anybody can use a pellet smoker. Like my offset smoker, you had to know what you were doing, control the airflow, and keep the temp below 225. And then I had a kid and got a Traeger, and I got to tell you, being able to throw a brisket or ribs or whatever on and just set it, and then set a timer in my phone and walk away and just know that everything's gonna be okay. Whew,
I 100% forgot it was in there too until that timer went off. I'm like,
yep. I got a brisket going.
I had an alarm set Sunday morning, 4:30 a.m. It went off. I opened my eyes like, why do I have an alarm? Hit snooze. Oh yeah, brisket. Got up, wrapped it, closed it, lay back down.
how was it?
It was good. I mean, it wasn't my best, I don't think.
I was pleased.
I feel like it could be more flavorful.
It was juicy as F, so yeah, I would give it.
It did have a lot of like. It was a good. It was overdone because like the flat like pulled apart, like no snap, no stretch. It was just so. I don't know.
It was good.
But my smoked queso dip.
Yeah, how was
incredible.
that?
Was
I have
incredible.
not made smoked queso.
Yeah,
What'd
so-
you use?
Velveeta, a pound of smoked Gouda, spicy breakfast sausage,
You put sausage in it.
Rotel, 2 cans of Rotel, and a can of cream of jalapeno. Yeah, it's a thing.
What? Where is that?
It's actually okay. I lied to you just now. That's what the recipe called for. I was going to go back and get this.
Yeah.
I don't. That
Cream
can't.
of jalapenos a
I
thing, though?
can't find that. So I even went to
Get on
research.
Amazon. Amazon might have it.
Yeah, I didn't have time. I went to research, and I was surprised by the cream of situation. Cream of shrimp.
There's a lot of cream.
What?
Yeah, I
have
don't want to
cream
know
of
how they
shrimp?
extracted it, but they have cream of shrimp. Yeah. Like cream of asparagus, cream of like almost anything. I'm like, okay, well they have jalapeno. They don't have cream of jalapeno.
You know where they have it?
Where? Amazon?
HEB.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, but it
I'll be in
exists.
Texas tomorrow. I'm going to stock up on cream of jalapeno.
It exists. So I ended up.
Will you
just-
get some?
If I hit an HEB, you want me to get some?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think you should.
Okay.
But I ended up just using cream of mushroom because
Good though.
it's really fucking good.
What's the?
It was so good.
What was the purpose of the cream of mushroom soup?
I think it's a right consistency agent.
Like a emulsifier?
Cream of mushroom goes in surprisingly a lot of things that don't have mushroom in the title or taste like a
Yeah.
mushroom. It's just
Yeah.
kind of a good.
Good flavor / consistency thing. So it just turned out just
Hey,
perfect.
since we're talking about cooking, last episode you mentioned like a cooking with the dads type
Yeah.
theory.
Yes.
We got to make that into reality. We got to.
We got to find a weekend where we ain't doing anything.
It's true.
Letty has 2 games this weekend.
Nice. I'll probably be at them, or at least one.
And I have to go to Kansas City right after the second game.
Is it on Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday at 4.
They both on Sunday?
One's on Saturday, one's on
Okay,
Sunday.
I'll go to the one on Saturday. I'm busy on Sunday.
Cool. Sunday, I got to drive to Kansas City. But
Sunday at 4 is a terrible game time.
Yeah.
We've had a few of those, and every one of them's been in Oklahoma City.
Oh God.
And it's like, that is it's like by Saturday night, you're done with your weekend.
Yeah.
You're just done. Because you wake up and you're like, shit.
So I feel like Sunday games, like even Saturday or Sunday games, like you can't really do anything until the game's over. 'Cause you don't want to wear your kid out. So it's just like all day is kind of a sit and wait. And okay, finally the game happened and now we can go
What's the elite time for a soccer game?
9 or 10 a.m. for me.
Saturday about 10 a.m. That's right. You get plenty of time for breakfast. You get to digest it. It's not like you're just stuffing. That 8 a.m. game sucks ass. Too.
No, so for me, even if it's a 10 a.m. start, my theory is like give her a little bit of protein to get through the game, go to the game, and then after the game, like Waffle House, like some, just we're gonna go to town.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Correct. I agree with all that. But when you then you get into that noon time and you're like, eating gets weird.
Yep. And then you're not eating till 2 o'clock, and then it's like, well, now I can't even have dinner.
No, and then you get to that 3 o'clock time, and then that's when you feel like you're like, what do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do with our day? Because then 4 o'clock hits, and okay, well, maybe we'll go Mexican and grab a margarita or something, but otherwise, pretty much done.
You don't have any kind of grill over here yet, right?
I have a Blackstone.
Blackstone.
Blackstone's it. Okay, we talked about this last time.
Yep.
I need to figure out how I could transport some kind of a grill over here because my theory is I could get here early on a recording night, cook some wings, toss them in the red sauce, and
Almost did that the other day, but I felt like it would be cheating on you guys.
I do it. If you do it, let me know. I got to figure out how to cut the red sauce because the one your wife gave me, I guess when it sits in the fridge, like all the spice gets hotter. And we used it like 2 nights after we got it, and oh boy, like it was a lot hotter than I remembered it being. It was still good, but packed a punch.
I used it today. Wasn't that spicy?
Yeah, well, you're half,
I think I'm gonna cook
That people.
I think I'm gonna marinate a steak in it this week.
ooh, jeebity creebity.
I bet that's good.
I bet it's really good.
Yeah.
I
bet that's close to like Chipotle steak flavor.
Yeah, I saw it today sitting in my fridge, and then I saw my steak, and I'm like,
Do it.
bet that would be better than I think it would be.
So, hey, before we get out of here for the night, there was one more topic that I've been curious about all week, and it was one that Kyle sent to the group. And the way that he sent it, I feel like there was a story behind it. You got it available? Can you read what it actually was? Knowing where there is a bathroom, something along those lines. I'm taking us back.
That
into the
wasn't
bathroom.
me. Okay, that wasn't me. That was Justin.
Was it?
Yeah. I was like, I didn't send that. All I put was LM.
Oh.
Was there a story behind that? I was hoping it was something good.
Yeah. Okay. So like, do you all know if you're about to go eat a meal, the first thought is, how close to a toilet am I going to be after I have that meal?
So let me make sure I'm on the same page as you. I'm going to tell a quick story. Tell me if we're both thinking along the same. But when I was in high school, we all used to, on like Fridays, we would go to CC's for lunch.
It's like a freaking vampire.
What's happening?
Pretty dope.
Her lip is bleeding.
He's showing you.
Someone wants to know if we're still alive. Hold on.
Who's asking that?
Oh. Never mind. Something else. Anyhow, when I was in high school, we would all go to CC's Pizza on Friday for lunch. And then we had like early release. So it was CC's and then straight back to my house. And we'd all go back to my house because both my parents worked. And like within 30 minutes of getting back, we would all have like diarrhea.
Yeah.
Like it was like CC's induced.
Feces.
Where
It's
it's like,
called feces.
it shouldn't move its way through your body that fast.
Yeah, it doesn't make
but-
sense.
So there are certain foods like that where like if I eat it, it's legit like I need to be going straight home after this or straight to a place with like a public toilet that I can use. Like
Yeah.
I totally have to think
I
about
don't know if it's a type of food, but it is certain places, like you said, CC's.
Yeah.
For me, the rare occasion I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, forget about it. It's on.
What's your place?
Like any Korean barbecue. Don't care where it is. I've got to be within 12 minutes of a toilet.
That's because you're just pushing everything through with the amount of food.
I don't know, man. All right, so you know corn doesn't get digested, and people are like, "Oh, it takes 24 to 48 hours to digest food." Dude, I won't have corn for a month and a half. I'll eat corn. Next poop, there's corn.
Yeah, that is odd.
Like I don't think it takes that long for it to go through. I think digesting is completely different than like passing through your system. Because you don't really digest it because it's it's just coming.
Yeah, I
out.
think like with CC's, like that grease, like it bypasses everything. It slides right by.
Yeah,
and-
digesting and actually absorbing are two different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Like
I think-
corn, there's no really nutrients. It's just
tasty.
it tastes good.
Yeah.
But it's it has like zero nutritional value, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't take its time in there. It finds its way through, and it's like, see ya.
When did I ask that?
It was right after the rest of them. I had to look it up myself.
Was it?
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
We might have been talking about lobby toilets.
It was 7:32 at night on Wednesday.
That was after the soccer game. You guys all went and used that porta potty over there.
okay. So like,
That was-
Amelia had a soccer game on Wednesday evening.
Okay.
And Kyle was gracious enough to think about me because like we were all at my house having dinner. Like we usually have dinner with the Skinners on Wednesdays. And so like I had to leave early to get Amelia to the game. So food wasn't quite ready.
It was chicken, so
So,
it wasn't
and it was-
something we could.
Just so everybody knows, it's had the red sauce, which I'm now in love with. Kyle shows up a little after the game starts and hands Justin like a clear, what is that glass?
Pyrex?
Called? Pyrex Tupperware thing
Yeah.
that clearly has rice, chicken, and that red sauce. And like the second I saw that, I wasn't hungry at all until I saw that, and immediately I was like, "Ooh, give me that shit!"
Yeah.
Like I wanted to hit you and take that.
So Kyle was gracious enough to think of me because my wife would have just been like, yeah, see, let's go. But he was like, let's just take Justin some food. And my wife hands it to me and she's like, here, eat this. And I was like, hey, thanks. I'll eat it later. I don't want to eat it right now because this happens to be one of those meals because there was bok choy. Mm-hmm. And bok choy is one of those, like, I'm on a timer. 12 to 15 minutes after I ingest this, I've got to find a toilet. And I know those Porta Johns at the Shields Sports Complex are freaking awful.
You guys toured them,
these
right?
these were vandalized.
Okay.
Like they were stuffed full.
Gotcha.
So it was bad.
Probably hadn't been emptied because it's been like that every single time.
I feel like I could totally see that these were vandalized.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
they were like all the toilet paper was out and it was fresh toilet paper like stuffed into the thing. Fortunately for me, it had the little urinal thing, so I was all good.
Okay. Because I thought when they said it was coming out, like it was mounds of poop coming out.
No, it was just trash. It was like cups and toilet paper and stuff that hadn't even been used. It had just been thrown in there.
So they have notoriously stopped up Porta Johns. I wasn't about to go use a Porta John at this parking lot, so I was like, I'm just gonna eat that later, which made me think of: is there
Gotcha.
any meal that you know is like, hey, if I'm gonna eat this, it's got to be
Popcorn.
So
popcorn?
Oh yeah,
Popcorn cleans you out.
straight through.
Popcorn just makes me gassy.
Nope, it's on. And I do love movie popcorn.
mine's not immediate, but like if I have for breakfast either pastries like donuts or something like that, or if I go, my favorite thing on the weekends is to go somewhere I can get eggs, bacon, and a waffle. I love a waffle. I love a lot of syrup on it. And like either one of those two things, I have to then plan my day. Like I can't do that and then go on a hike. Like it's just not happening. Like the rest of my day is now centered around like I'm gonna have to poop in 2 or 3 hours, and like it's when it happens, it's gonna go quick. Like it's gonna go from I kind of have to poop to like
Defcon
get out
level
of my
5.
way. I'm running to the bathroom.
I like that we just found out that we have a gluten insensitivity that you haven't addressed.
Is that what I have?
Very well could be.
It's-
You're talking
it's-
about pastries or waffles?
So it seems like sweets. Like it's pastries or syrup. Like is what gets me.
We should just try syrup one time. Like you just eat syrup and see if it has the same effect.
Oh,
Okay.
syrup
Or if it's-
and like the sausages,
Yeah.
because that doesn't have the same effect, right?
Okay,
So-
yeah, I can try that.
Yeah,
Syrup and
people-
sausage.
Yeah,
And then pancake and sausage. And then just pancake and just syrup.
waffle, no pancake, waffle,
Waffle, whatever, same thing. It's
Very. I get very upset when I go to a breakfast place because if I'm going to breakfast, I'm thinking of a waffle the whole way there, and I go into some places and they're like, "We don't have waffles, but we got pancakes," and I want to tell them to go fuck themselves. Like I don't know why. I get instantly
wish you
mad.
would.
I get instantly mad. Like, how do you not have waffles? Like, it's the same batter, you have pancakes but not waffles. Like,
What's the difference for you?
I just like waffles better. There's a little
Density
butter.
matters.
There's a little butter compartment all across the top, a little spot
Also
that,
true.
that each gets its own little spot of butter.
Density matters.
Yeah.
They do taste different. Waffles are better.
Why do they taste?
They
Is it
are.
because they're airier? I don't know.
I think it is probably the ingredient to waffle matrix. So you get, like you said, the syrup and butter goes down in each bite. I don't know.
When you get pancakes, if it's 2 or 3 of them stacked, like then you got to get butter all over each layer. You got to get syrup in these. It becomes a thing. I don't like
It's
it. And
also
also,
a lot, right?
yeah, and they get
pancakes?
It's enough.
pancakes. Once you get about halfway through them, they're soggy and it's not fun anymore. Like the last quarter of a pancake is like you're kind of fighting through it because it's not good. Whereas a waffle is good from start to finish.
It's because it has the crusty outer layer.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't like waffles that are Belgian style.
That's my favorite kind
The
of waffle.
best waffle on the planet is Waffle House.
Okay.
Hands down.
Yes, but behind Waffle House, give me a Belgian waffle all day long. Nope.
the huge cups, and it's always like crunchy, and it cuts the roof of your mouth. And now I'm having iron and syrup and batter, and no,
I get more excitement out of hash browns.
Dude,
at
I love.
breakfast.
yes,
Okay, so the breakfast place I go to for $9.99, it's 2 eggs, 2 strips of bacon, a nice sized portion of hash browns, and a waffle for $9.99. It's their waffle special, and I get that every time. My wife's always like, "You got a little bit of carbs there, right?" And I'm like, "Fuck it, it's the one day a week I have a good breakfast. I'm doing it." This will tell you how much I love waffles. When we were at the team hotel last weekend, there was a single little
That
waffle
waffle
maker.
maker.
And when I got down there for breakfast the first day, Saturday morning, there was like 6 girls that played soccer in line for the waffle maker, and it was
Shoving
clear
them
that I
aside.
wasn't going to get to it. So I immediately was like, I'm setting an alarm for 6:45 tomorrow morning, and I'm going to come down here and have a waffle in peace. And I did. I was the only person sitting down there, and I had 2 waffles, and they were both great. But and then I went upstairs and chilled, and my wife was like, "Why did you get up early to go get breakfast?" Because I wanted a waffle, and I didn't want to have to wait in line.
Did you then 2 hours later have your bowel movement?
I did, but I did that actually at a public restroom. Yeah, that was after we'd left the hotel.
Breakfast place I go to, $8.99.
Okay,
Cheaper.
Get it?
Hot links, like a one big long sausage hot link split in 2 and then cooked evenly.
Okay.
Really good. 2 eggs, heap in serving of hash browns, biscuits and gravy, side of avocado.
What's the name of this place?
It's called Jake's.
Okay,
Jake's is good.
I've heard
It's
of that place.
dude. It's I feel like I didn't know about it for 36 years of my life,
It's
and I
been
went
there
there
the
one.
whole freaking time.
I went there one morning, and I'm like, this is cheaper than McDonald's. If I took my whole family to McDonald's, this is cheaper because the kids' meals are like $4.99 or something like that.
See, and that's why it cost like the you guys probably know about this place, Mamas, what's it called?
Moms.
When we first moved up here, like I'm a diner guy, and like when we were in Texas, I would like to every weekend go to a different diner. Like that's my kind of breakfast. And like somehow Mamas, like me, my wife, and my daughter get
Moms.
out of there for like $29, $30. Like
Yeah.
if we go anywhere else for breakfast, it's $45, $50.
Easy.
So that right there, I'm not saying Mama's is the best food. It's
Still
good,
Moms.
but like it's the cheapest. And
I feel like that needs to be part of the clip. It's
was
just-
that
Nothing. Keep going.
okay? Yeah.
If you like diners, you got to go to Jake's. You got to
Okay,
make it.
I'll-
You also got to Tallies,
I've been to Tallies. There's 2 different Tallies. I went to one of them.
Yeah.
the one on Sheridan.
I went to the one that's on Route 66.
11th and
Yeah.
11th and Yale.
I Google breakfast places. I'm always in search of new ones. But yeah,
had mentioned
Jake's
that.
I will check out. I've heard of that one.
It's just a shitty diner, and everyone that works there, I'm pretty sure, has worked there since the opening of the place, and they all smell like cigarettes.
That's how you know it's gonna be good.
And the food is cooked consistently every single time. And okay, I say this, and then my wife even found like a part of an eggshell and everything. I'm like, oh, they're really cracking eggs back there. That's a good thing.
Yep.
She's like, I've never been so excited to find an eggshell before.
Yeah.
There's a place up not anywhere close to my house that we went like a month ago that I just found online, but it's called Tim's Midtown Diner. I got to tell you right now, that place, you walk in and it's a total shithole. But like what I saw it on like the Pisos food group, and it was like
Okay.
apparently the serving sizes are phenomenal. And we sat down and legit, like I don't ever get a breakfast that I can't finish, and I bailed on this breakfast. I was like, I'm done. It was so good and it was cheap. So
Do either of y'all get pissed when they give you a really tiny portion of hash browns? Like, this is the cheapest thing on your freaking menu, and you gave me this much.
that's how I feel about Waffle House. That's my only complaint about Waffle House is I get my hash browns covered, smothered, and chunked, and like I wish I get 2 or 3 orders of them.
I always
Like,
get double.
So I do the All Star breakfast. So I
and then
gotta
say double hash browns.
Okay, I need to start doing that because that riles me up.
Got also poor choice all-star
That's what I've always gotten.
and chunks.
You guys know that there used to be an all-you-can-eat option at Waffle House back in the day.
What?
So me and my buddies in high school would go up to Waffle House late at night, a little drunk, and the all-you-can-eat was $9.99, and you could order 3 items off the menu at a time. And as soon as they put down your 3 items, you could order 3 more. So we would get the burger, the Frisco melt, we would just and we swear, and it probably wasn't us, but we swear that we're the reason they don't have that anymore because they were losing money on us bad. Like we would destroy that. Kyle's got nothing to add.
Next Saturday,
No, I'm a little
The third.
stiff.
I just looked at that.
hot pot
I was going to bring that up.
What? Okay.
for lunch.
So, quick backstory. Me and Justin kind of cheated on Kyle one weekend when he was out of town with a beautiful man with a beautiful beard.
He brought it up.
And we talked at that lunch, we talked about doing like a monthly, let's dudes go get all you can eat food somewhere. And we talked about Hot Pot being the next one. So Kyle, are you in town on May 3rd? Would you like to go get Hot Pot with 3 bearded men?
Yeah, actually, I am. We have 2 soccer games that day, and I'm like, well, shit, never mind. They're in town. One's at 9 and one's at 5.
Could we do a lunch? Could we
That's
do
what I'm saying. Like
2 o'clock?
That works.
Well, the third Letty's got a game at 2.
Shit. Could we do dinner?
Why did you ask me that?
Well, I just checked.
Could we do dinner, or would you guys have trouble getting away from the wives?
I wouldn't have any trouble. She'd ask me to leave.
Do like a what your last game's at 5, so you could be there at 7, I'm guessing.
7 would be. Where are we thinking?
What's the Korean Hot Pot here?
1.
For the record,
I could be there in that
for the
time.
record, I would drive all 4 of us to Oklahoma City to go to Maple. I'm just throwing that out there.
Did you see there's going to be one in Broken Arrows?
Maple?
No,
Korean
Korean
Hot
Hot Pot.
Really? I did not see that.
Yeah, I can't find it again, but I know I saw it because I brought it up to Morgan, and I'm like,
Look.
Yeah,
and I
We can be
cannot
fat here.
I cannot find it again. That
we need to get this like monthly or bi-monthly. Like just have a a meal, whether it be lunch or dinner, and let's always make it all you can eat. Whether it's Texas Day Brazil needs to be next on the list. We'll do Hot Pot this time, but Texas Day Brazil.
Yeah.
We can go back to the sushi place eventually.
Mizu.
So yeah.
Dude, we've talked about a lot of random stuff.
Opa.
Opa?
Yeah.
Opa means grandpa in German, right?
I thought that was a Jewish thing.
No, it's German.
It's like got to sign up and everything.
Appa. Opa? That's grandpa in Korean.
Opa is or Appa?
Appa.
But the languages are connected somehow, I'll bet.
I guess. Opa Korean barbecue, huh?
Yeah, when I say Broken Arrow, it's not super Broken Arrowy. 71st and Garnett.
Let's do it. I'll respond to the other
That,
beer
like over by
beast.
Fox and Hound? Is it
I
in
think-
Fox and Hound?
I think it's Fox and Hound.
Okay. That's probably not going to last long there.
Nothing else has.
It's a real ghetto area.
What is Fox and Hound?
There used to be a bar grill.
Okay, there was a Fox and Hound in Fort Worth.
Yeah,
that was,
there's
okay.
a Fox and Hound in College Station.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
That's,
okay.
That's the building.
One
They just
understand.
haven't replaced the sign on the front yet. That's definitely the building.
Wasn't that like a tile place too? Floor and tile place? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'll let them know. We can do it for. Do you need to check with the wife first before we give?
I
this
didn't
a-
check. Like, I
Okay.
can't make any solid plans on that one. Because I'll just be gotten back from Kansas City.
Okay, just so you know, Chris, me and Kyle are both down, but Justin's being a bitch.
You
about
guys
it.
are good. Cutting that shit. Anyway. Cool.
All right, we got enough content.
I think so. I don't know if it's any good.
This will be out in 2
I
weeks,
feel like
right?
there's some good parts.
Well, next week I can just take that with me and edit in the hotel room.
Get it, girl.
Get it. Actually, I could probably edit it tomorrow.
I'm not much of a bar person, but I feel like if I traveled like you do, I'd probably be at a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm in a hotel, like I wouldn't be able to just go back to my hotel at night and sit and chill and watch TV. Like I would definitely.
The first 2 nights I'd probably do that, and by the third night I'd be
Yeah.
Nope.
Which I wouldn't stay out in a bar till 2 a.m. or anything,
No,
but
I
I would
still gotta
definitely
work.
go out and have a drink or two. Just get unwind enough to where I can then come back and go to sleep. But if I come back from work, like when Stephanie goes on work trips, she'll finish her day and they'll all go out to eat somewhere, be done at 7:30 or so, and then she'll just come back and sit in the hotel. And in my mind, I'm like, what do you do? I don't get what you're doing in there. Like, do you want to go somewhere? I don't.
Read, death scroll, learn a new thing, like how to edit a video, how to code.
I feel like I can do like 2 nights of that. Then
All 5 nights.
done.
Yeah.
All 5 nights.
I don't know. Probably, maybe. I don't know.
Dude, when I'm in Kansas City, it is get off work, go to the hotel, take the dog out to go to the bathroom, take a dump.
You take a dog with you to Kansas City?
Yeah, my dog poops all over the house if I don't take her with me.
Is the bigger one?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
She's got a separation thing.
Got it. Okay.
So I'll go let her out, and then I have it like down pat. Ordinarily, like Sunday is Five Guys burgers. I'll get it, go to the hotel room, get squared away, review content I got for the week I got to do. Monday night, let the dog out, K-pot. Tuesday night, sushi. Wednesday night,
Okay.
Is-
So when we're in Kansas City next month for soccer, you know the places.
yeah, we're going
Okay.
K-pot.
Heck yeah. Okay.
String Hall.
Strain Hall. Have you been?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's killer. It's the place I told you about. It's
Yeah.
the
It's like the Mother Road.
Mother
Burger.
Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I sent all the people from Wisconsin here. Like, what should we do tonight? And they said they were going to go to the Vault. Have you heard of the Vault?
Oh, here in Tulsa?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's,
I
it's
thought
an
you
old
meant
bank
Kansas
vault.
Here, here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah,
there
so
a few
they were
times.
in town last week, and they were like, "We're going to go to the Vault tonight," and I guess it was busy. I don't know.
It could be. It's a
My
popular
wife,
place.
or no, she was thinking of going there, so I looked at their menu. I knew I'd seen their menu recently, but the menu it's not that pricey, honestly. And you're eating in an old bank vault. I
Their
guess it's
their steak frites, steak and fries,
not bad.
not bad, especially for the price. You're talking like $35 to $40. It's not the most expensive cut of steak you've ever had, but it's done really well.
Hey, can we find
It's like the Bison place.
the Bison Steakhouse?
Yeah, that place is.
Still never had a steak from there.
The people that run my coffee shop have told me repeatedly that, like, if I want a steak, like, the best value for the money is that Bison Steakhouse.
Dude, they season it well. They cook it exactly how
Yeah.
you ask for it. It's reasonably
I've
priced.
only had their burgers.
Hey,
They're good.
I have a second request. I know we're talking about the all-you-can-eat with Darth Yoda, but the night that we went and saw Bert, we went to Amelia's and had like a kind of a fine dining. What do we have? Beef tartare, and I want to go do that again. Like, we need to find a reason for the dudes to go out and have.
Dan Cook's coming to town the 17th.
Dan Cook.
He's still alive?
Yeah, dude, he's coming to River Spirit on the 17th.
He apparently like hit rock bottom several years ago and is now building himself back up from there. Okay.
It's either going to be hilarious or sad.
Either
Yeah.
way, I want to see. Like,
Yeah.
he was when I was like young. Like that was his. Like he was coming up. He was sold out Madison Square Gardens like 3 times.
Oh, yeah, he was huge.
I'll say this: I have no desire to see him, but I'll go. But
River Spirit's a good place to go see a comic, by the way.
I'll go. I'm down.
I've never seen anything at the River Spirit.
Yeah, it's a good. I don't know that. Like, I've been to concerts there, and I've been to the comedy shows, and I feel like it's a better comedy show vibe. It's kind of straight up a little bit, and it's like you're kind of right involved with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to see it.
I wouldn't. Like I said, it's going to be sad. I'm not going to Ruth's Chris, so
No.
Yeah.
No.
Glad you guys have learned.
Thanks.
there's you talked about that steakhouse out there, though. You said there's a new steakhouse in Jinx that's supposed to be pretty
Yeah.
good. It's nice to all go to a place that we've not been to before.
Is it the Capitol one? It's called like City
Capitol.
Hall or something.
City
like
Hall.
that?
City Hall.
Yeah.
City Hall.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's nice to go to a place we've never been to before. And I don't know about you, but if I go out to eat with my friends, I feel like no matter how expensive the restaurant is, it is the cheapest meal of my life since I'm not paying for 4 people.
Would either of you guys are you guys wine drinkers at all?
To an
So
extent.
my wife ended up for her birthday going to it's called like the Vintage Wine Bar, and when I was trying to help her pick a spot, I was looking at the menu, and I gotta say, like, I'll drink some wine, I got no problem with that, but like there was a lot of stuff on their menu I was dying to try. So if you guys are ever in a wine bar kind of night, like I would go there.
I don't know where that is.
What's that?
I don't know where that is.
It was down. It was by the Tulsa Performing Arts. It was within a block or two of there.
Okay.
That's where they were going that night. But they had a mortadella sandwich, which I've already bored Justin with this.
You didn't
but-
bore me. I love Anthony Bourdain.
So Anthony Bourdain's favorite sandwich, and you can find clips of him talking about it a lot. But it's a mortadella sandwich, and it's very basic. It's 5 ingredients. But there was a bar up in North Tulsa, right by Mother Road Market, called the Pump, that had it throughout the summer.
Don't go after 9.
The Pump Bar.
probably a
But
gay
they
bar.
had it during the
sounds like
summer, and I got to have it one time, and then when I went back to have it again, they were like, "Oh, that's seasonal. We only do it in the summer." But they have that sandwich at the Vintage Wine Bar, and my wife got it, and I had told her how good it was, and it did not disappoint. She said it was awesome, so I want to go there just for that sandwich. Okay. So
I also think we should try and make it because we've got a Blackstone. We could buy the mortadella.
it's apparently very simple to make.
I don't know what any of it is.
I'm gonna YouTube you the video of it. It's very simple, but it's supposed to be the best.
It's mortadella ham,
Oh, ham. Okay.
and then it's kind of
Mortadella-
like bologna.
It's like bologna, but it's got green stuff in it. I don't really know what's in it. I don't want to pretend to know.
Like pimento? Yeah, that's what it.
Yeah.
That's my concern.
If it's olives, it's gonna taste like a hot garbage.
I don't think it's olives. I don't know what it
Is
is.
it super salty?
I don't think so.
ham.
But there's
That's fair.
There's mayonnaise on one side and Dijon mustard on the other, so that is a lot of like what you're tasting. So I don't really know what the ham tastes like, and there's provolone over it, so it's a lot of good flavor though. It's delicious.
9 slices of meat, 3 slices of provolone.
So it's all in the way you cook it. You gotta fold them a certain way and cook 3 slices in one pile, 3 slices in. So you have 3 piles going, each with 3 slices. You cook them, you fry them on each side, then you goes the cheese, then you stack it, then it goes on the bun.
Speaking of, I made Philly cheesesteak sandwiches with leftover brisket.
Delicious.
Amazing.
Okay.
Use cheese whiz.
I did not have cheese. I did not use cheese whiz. I used provolone.
That's the other option. That's the next option.
I'm guessing you've tried the cheese whiz method. So that I learned just a couple of years ago that like that's how the true Philly is done with cheese whiz, and I ended up at a place that had that option, and it's a new place in Bixby over off Memorial, and I was like, oh shit, like the real Philly way, like let me try it. Let me tell you, I didn't care for it at all. Like, and maybe it's because it's what I was, but the Phillies I was brought up on had either Swiss or provolone. I'm not sure which one.
It's always provolone.
Yeah. But yeah,
The Swiss has a really distinct flavor.
the Cheese Whiz is
I feel like Swiss would throw it off.
yeah.
But no, it's not my thing either. But I tried it? Yeah.
I will say, I think the bread
Yeah.
makes the sandwich.
That's true with a lot of
Most
sandwiches.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Because like it's got like that the hoagie's got to be like the right softness, but
also be
the
able to hold it
sandwich
together because
Yeah.
that thing could fall apart fast.
real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
And then
I keep meaning to make them because Morgan doesn't like them. I keep meaning to make them when she's gone, but she's not gone that much.
Don't ever buy the freezer ones. At Costco, they sell like a box with like 12 individually wrapped Philly cheesesteaks that you like just microwave. And I saw that one time and I was like, oh shit, you know how good it'd be to be able to just pull one of those out of there?
It does sound
No,
convenient.
It was awful. It was not good at all. I highly don't recommend it.
the Steakums though. It's like there's a box of thinly sliced steak. It's called Steakums.
Okay, I've
It
heard
is
of them.
specifically designed for Philly cheesesteaks.
Okay.
It is the perfect cut of steak for it. Like,
Aldi has a great shaved ribeye that I'm sure
it's the same thing. Yeah.
Killer. Aldi, where it's
Okay.
Aldi.
affordable.
I'm gonna make my wife go there. She'll be in love with the new place.
Bring your own
I
grocery
think
bags.
I think you'll be like,
This is one of those things where she's gonna be like, I do not love Dollar General, and I'm gonna be like, honey,
you were on the app
you
without
were
us.
on
Yeah.
I didn't know Dollar General had an app.
You were on the app without being questioned.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have a thing.
I have minimal apps.
it's like we just discovered like living on a budget. It's kind of interesting where she's like, look how cheap groceries can be. So
Then Aldi's going to absolutely blow you away
yeah,
because it's your whole grocery selection if you want it to be. I feel like Dollar General. There's no way it's my whole grocery selection,
I don't feel like they only have freezer stuff at Dollar General, right?
and like a few of them.
they didn't have much for grocery. There was like a little produce. The one I've been to in Atoka had like a little produce area and some bread, and then most of the store was junk food.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
what
thinking.
90% of it was.
That's what I'm thinking. But Aldi's got you covered on everything.
It's to get your calorie counts in. Not good calorie count.
Hmm.
At a really cheap price.
That's well, when she had gone her first time to Dollar General, she left it on her receipt was like $5 off when you spend 25 or more. So she was like, "Ooh, pull over! I got this coupon. Like we just got to spend $25." So we left with $32 before the $5 off of Dollar General shit. It was not healthy. There was-
Twinkies, ho-hos.
yeah, it wasn't that bad. Actually, we got Whoppers. The kid got Whoppers. I got the Brock's jelly beans, which are I think you said this the other day,
the
the,
Brock's
best jelly beans. But yeah, we left with 2 bags of shit. So anyhow,
But it was $5 off.
But it was $5 off. Yeah. That's like a
I will say that there's one right near me, and I'm gonna start going there for my Body Armor waters because if they're really $1.19 all the time, that's freaking ridiculous. Like,
I've never heard anyone can talk to them consistently called Body Armor Waters. One, that's really hard for me to say. It's just body armor.
well, because there's body like when the first thing.
Oh, they're actually water. The water,
yeah.
not the okay.
Yeah, because
That's-
Body Armor makes like a fruit drink type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But then they have just a water, and it's one of those, it's like alkaline water or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got pH something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
alkaline water is apparently supposed to be good for you.
I have this theory that the water, it's here specifically in the little small town I live in, the water coming out of my sink, like I drink water all day long when I'm working, and like I get very dehydrated where I can tell like the color of my urine and stuff, and I'm just like, I've been pounding water, and I think it's the shit water coming through our pipes.
Maybe.
So like once a day I'll have some kind of a store-bought water. So I hate dropping $2.50 on a liter of water. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if I do one of those a day, I can feel it and see it in my body where it's like I'm better hydrated today than I was without doing this.
I think Tulsa water is good.
I'm
Yeah.
on rural.
Rural juror.
I'm Asian. It's hard to say.
We're switching over to a new water tower on next Monday, and it's been like the talk of my neighborhood.
I bet.
And I don't know why, but it makes like I love the small townness of that, where everybody's like the new water tower on Monday, and I'm just like, what the? I've never thought that. I've never,
Never had that
considered
thought.
what water tower my water is coming from in my life, and we're all so excited.
I work with a guy who used to be a commercial diver.
Okay.
And I asked, what does that entail? Because it sounds really cool. And he said, I cleaned out water towers a lot, mostly. And he said, you don't want to know what dies in those water towers.
Oh Jesus, I don't want to think about it.
He said, he did say this. He said, apparently a raccoon that sits in water for a prolonged period of time, you can just vacuum it up. And it's like Thanos just snapped because it's just dust and it goes into the suction thing.
Yeah.
He did say these were water towers that were just non-potable water.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Yeah,
makes me
I
feel
feel-
better.
It was for like watering crops and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Either way, that's what we've said this before. But 3 men, I'm going to say close to 40. I'm over 40. You guys are getting close.
fine.
But 3 men talking about water is one of those things where back in the day, like I never saw my dad drink water.
Yeah.
One
Nope,
time,
never. He's still alive.
Like, how is it that my generation and y'all's slightly below me is so concerned with how much water we're getting each day?
And I don't drink a shitload of it. I feel like ass the next day.
But our dads didn't drink any water.
I know they were tougher than we are. That's plain and simple.
It's the vaccines. The vaccines made us water
Made us
dependent.
thirsty.
Maybe we should just go back to like drinking Dr. Pepper all day.
Yeah, something. I think I should just be able to crack a beer at 9 a.m. Like, that's,
I mean, the workers in construction do that. The illegal
I'm
ones.
not, and I'm not even gonna kill anybody at work with like a
Yeah. You're not driving a forklift or anything. You're fine.
maybe I would be.
Or
Who knows?
roofing or laying tile.
That's what I've said this a million times, but like I like to drink whiskey, but like if ever anybody's shaking drinks and makes me a martini, and I know this makes me, you know, not manly, but like if martinis are being made, give me one right now.
I love a
and I've told my wife a million times, I'm like, God, one of these times I'm gonna have to learn to make a martini. And she's like, it's the easiest thing in the world.
3 ingredients.
But I work from home, and I thought this out, and it's like if I knew how to make a good martini, I think I'd start drinking at 11 a.m. every day. Like it wouldn't go well. It'd be bad for me in the long run. So
I make them. Never at 11 a.m.
yeah.
I don't work at home. I do go home for lunch every day though.
Again, yeah. You have to go back and see people in an office. I'm talking to people on the phone all day. I think I could play it off.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I still every now and then me and my coworker go out for lunch every other Friday or every 3 Fridays or something. I have a margarita or two.
Yeah.
It's fine. No one cares where I work. Don't show up sloshed every day. Sure, that's one thing, but a margarita at lunch, nobody cares.
My wife's apparently not allowed to drink at lunch anymore because she like she doesn't hide it well. Like her face becomes real red. And I guess there was one issue where they came back one time and it was like, what the fuck's wrong with Stephanie? And
I took a coworker, a different one time, and he came back and was super loud. And I'm like, you're never going with me again because I'm not getting dragged into that. I'm going back and putting my headphones in and typing away on whatever I'm doing, but I'm going to be a little bit happier.
the mutual friend of all of ours that's in her group, he swears, Matt Castle and Key, he swears like she wasn't acting drunk or anything. It was just that her face became real red.
Turns red.
So everybody was like, what's going on here? It was like, oh, they had some drinks at lunch. And now it's like, oh, well, we can't do that anymore. So
That sucks.
the red face gave it away.
That's when you say she's having an allergic reaction to something that was in the food.
Yeah, something that was in the
How are they
margarita.
not this clever on the
The
feet?
tequila.
Yeah.
The tequila in the food.
Yeah. We had some apprentices that went out for lunch on a Tuesday, and they're like, it's in Wisconsin, so like they all got a beer at lunch because they didn't think I'm at work. And one of the executives walk in and they're like, hey, and raised up their beers to him and then kept drinking and came back to work like, why is the workforce here? Like, what's going on? It's like, you motherfuckers were dumb enough to raise your beers to the CEO of the company. And they're like, this is Wisconsin. So like, you know, that's what we do. So they had to go home.
That's Midwest sober.
Huh?
Midwest sober.
Yeah, that
Just
is
beer.
Just a beer lunch.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys are professionals at drinking.
Sorry, I'm going to sidetrack us on Wisconsin real quick. In Wisconsin, there is I don't remember what it's called, but there's a snack food that's very common up there where it's just raw ground beef and crackers and I think like some kind of mustard maybe. And you literally you have a ground beef and you just smear that on the cracker with the mustard and eat it. And I've been up there 2 or 3 times and I've come across it like 2 of the times. And it's the weirdest thing in the world to me, but to them, like that's a very standard like food to have out for everybody. I don't know about that.
No one suggested it to me the number of times I've been. Speaking of Wisconsin, though, this is actually really important. How close to the draft do I pay attention to make me better for our draft in the fall?
0.
Nothing?
Yeah.
I mean, if you do any research later in the before the draft, you'll figure out what you need to know. But
Honestly, even if you think like coming out of the draft, you're like, ooh, this guy went to this team, it's gonna be great. No matter what you think at that point, you got to wait till 2 to 3 weeks into training camp to see how it's really
what's
shaking
funny
out.
is Justin's team was successful last year only because of rookies.
Yes.
Okay, well,
It was only rookies.
Yeah.
It was only rookies that did any good for him. He had all the good rookies on his team. His veterans, awful.
I was telling Kyle for most of my adult life, like draft weekend was a deal to me. Like I'm cooking a brisket, like I'm not missing a second of the draft. And something happened to me in the last like 3 or 4 years where like I'll watch round 1, and then after that, like I'll kind of check on rounds 2 and 3.
Yeah, if I'm busy on Friday, 2 and 3, I can skip some
Yeah.
of that. But if I'm not doing anything, I'm going to watch it. I'll be excited to watch it. Monday or Thursday night,
I like to wait till after the draft and then read the draft grades because they're always like it's always fun to look back at later. Like, and there's certain ones where it's like, oh, they got an F this year because they did so horrible. Then you look back 3 years later and it's like, oh, that was an A plus, but all the analysts at the time were calling it an F or whatever.
There are certain times where you're watching your team and you're pretty familiar with the prospects that are going to be available around your team's player or spot, and you're like, that was an F. And I think when you're really familiar with your team and then some of the prospects that could go around there, you're pretty close to right most of the time.
Yeah.
You get surprised, but
So are you cooking a brisket on Thursday?
yeah, right.
Is that what I heard?
No, possibly Saturday. So you've inspired me after eating your brisket. I now want to cook another brisket, so I might do that on Saturday.
You can just do ribs.
My ladies won't eat anything that has bones in it.
Right.
Bunch of weirdos. Yeah, I could do a beer can chicken, but like they have to be out of the kitchen while I then carve up the chicken
Do
and
the
separate
thing.
everything. Because if they even see me doing it, now they can't eat it.
What about Thanksgiving?
We don't do turkey.
All right, you do steak and lobster.
I'm
Dude.
okay with that. No turkey.
Me and Steph, the very first Thanksgiving we had together, Stephanie was like, "Oh, I got a turkey breast and a ham and like a what's the red thing, the red gelatin thing,
Yeah,
cranberries.
Okay.
Thank you." So I was getting there, but we did all that like our first one where we lived together. Yes, this thing. That's how I do it.
Red rocket, red rocket, red rocket.
Anyhow, and we both afterward realized we were like, we don't like any of this shit. Like we really don't care for it. And we started doing steak and king crab, and that has been our Thanksgiving dish ever since. And I love it. There's no reason to do the traditional Thanksgiving at all.
I tend to agree. I'm like, hey, these mashed potatoes and green beans are great.
Yeah, we do loaded mashed potatoes, so we do that.
Fair.
I like smoked turkey.
It's fine. It's fine. And it's really hard to get right.
I don't love turkey at all.
It's really hard to get
You
right.
just gotta brine it.
I do like a honey glazed ham. I'll take like
Sure.
I'll eat that.
like
But
ham.
turkey,
I don't like ham.
I'd take ham over turkey.
What do you
I
think?
don't like ham on anything. I don't like ham sandwich. I don't like ham and cheese. I don't like ham.
What about a ribeye, like a good ribeye, and some Costco Alaskan king crab?
Well, sure.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah,
That's what I do. So
I've been really impressed with the Walmart by my house.
okay.
They've got whole prime rib like sections. And then Sam's Club's also got like the whole prime rib,
Dude, that's what-
$269.
My stepdad, Tom Thumb. Do you guys have a Tom Thumb? You heard of that? Tom Thumb's like a Kroger. Anyhow, that's all he does is when it goes on sale, he goes and he'll buy 2 or 3, like the whole prime rib. Then he comes home immediately and slices them and vacuum seals them, and they go into his deep freeze. And that, if you want a steak, he's got 40 of them in his fridge at any given time. I hope he sees this. I've totally ganked some of his steaks before, like without telling him. Like, if we're down there for the weekend and I got a cooler, I'll go into his freezer and take 2 or 3 ribeyes and stick them in my cooler and drive back and never tell him. And he never notices they're gone.
I'm sure he knows.
I still want to get a cow, but I still have nowhere to store the
Do you want to get a cow or do you want to buy a side of beef?
side of beef.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, not the actual thing. I don't want to feed anything.
Just making sure.
Always feel like when I'm looking at what people get when they get like a quarter cow or half cow, like if they get a half cow, that's one thing. But if they get a quarter cow,
It's not even worth it.
they're getting gypped because it's 99% ground beef, and then you get a couple steaks and a roast. And it's like, where's the freaking brisket? Where are the beef ribs?
Yeah.
I would love to do split a whole cow.
Yeah.
And just say like, I want gigantic beef ribs. I want the brisket that is from the half of my cow.
Yeah.
And then the other garbage you can turn into ground beef.
Yeah.
But like, don't shortchange me. I want all the cut. Like when you have that outline of the cow, the dotted lines. I
I've seen
want
people.
all of those.
I've seen people like I gotta have a cow, and I'm like, where?
Yeah.
Where is that's just a shitload of ground beef.
We got 375 pounds of ground beef, 1 ribeye, 1 New York strip, and a T-bone. It's like, you got gypped.
Do you guys ever watch The Bearded Butcher on YouTube?
I've seen it a couple times.
I watch that way too much, but and it's so fascinating. I've never broken down an animal on my own, but they'll just be like, all right, we got a half a cow. We're going to break it down and show you where all these things come from. And like there's a part of me that like, not only do I want to buy my own like half side of a cow, but like I want to go in and get to do it. I'm sure they're not going to let me, and I'm sure I'd lose a finger doing it. But like I want to go in and try to break it down. Like if there was a place that let you buy it and like tutored you, like helped
guarantee
you,
you there is somewhere.
that's what we need. But if there isn't, let's start it.
Business idea?
Doesn't take a license, I'm sure.
I gotta believe the insurance you'd have to pay on something like that because like the bandsaw and all that. There's got to be
I'm not telling anybody.
Yeah, just like you're using it at your own risk. Cannot sue me.
sign some waivers.
Here's your piece of paper that says you can't sue me.
By the way, Matt told me his guilty pleasure YouTube.
What is it?
Speed runs of video games.
Oh, that's
Where-
solid.
Like somebody showing how fast they can get through a level?
Yeah.
A whole game.
Whole
Okay.
game, but yes.
Yeah. And I was like, we were at Amelia's game on Wednesday. And he was like, oh, yeah, I meant to tell you, my guilty pleasure YouTube is speedruns.
Gotcha.
So, anyway.
Mine
Did
is
he have any notes about me talking about him trying to coach Abby when he first
No,
started?
he didn't say anything.
I was like, oh, I'm wondering. I was like,
No,
he probably won't take offense to that.
That's coming out tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I was like, he won't take offense to that. I don't think.
Yeah, that's coming out tomorrow.
I don't think.
They're
I don't want to alienate like one of our 6 viewers.
Right. He would love that.
today.
I also call him a good coach.
Just because we talked about it yesterday, today I rewatched Idiocracy. Or sorry, I just said it wrong. I'm sorry. I watched Dogma. Sorry, because we talked about both movies the other night. But I rewatched Dogma on YouTube today. Held up great. Held up fantastically.
Nice.
That is a fantastic
Haven't
movie.
seen that in a while.
I was trying to talk a very religious soccer dad into watching that, and like I'm curious because I think that he's going to be like, oh yeah, it was nice. Like I think he's going to be polite about it, but he's not going to enjoy it. But I'm still going to try to get him to watch it.
You don't think he'll enjoy it?
No, I think he'll enjoy Idiocracy, but Dogma I think might be a bridge too far.
Maybe. I didn't realize he was like worship leader.
Yeah, no, as soon as I started talking religion with him, he was more than happy to talk about it for an hour straight, and which I genuinely liked. Like I enjoy picking people's brains about religion. So
You do. Like you can do it with an open mind.
yeah, sometimes have I done it without an open mind before?
I could see you trying to. I don't know. I could see the way you talk about politics. I could see you taking that route, which can be abrasive or aggressive.
So with politics, yes. With religion, I try to go out of my way. Like I really put effort into like I'm not because I don't know what I feel, what I believe. So it's like I hate people that are non-believers that kind of take the approach of, oh, you believe? What are you, stupid? Like I can't stand that with all my heart. So like I want to make sure with all my heart that I don't come across that way when I'm talking religion. Now politics is a lot harder because if there's a black and white issue and like I
There's a black guy, I swear. It's like, wait, hold on, nope,
Yeah,
that's not
back that
that's not a political issue.
if I feel very strongly that this is the right side of the issue and then I come across someone who thinks the other way, like it's so hard for me because I want to be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And you can't do that. You can't do that. You'll immediately like everything will shut down and there will be no discussion had. But it's so hard for me with some issues, not all, but some. Anyhow, I'm not going to go any farther on politics for you.
I'm sleepy.
Yeah, I was like, we are at a point where we decide, do we just keep talking
I
Nah,
think
we can go home.
and then
I think
make
we
this
have
into
just
two?
kept talking.
I might be able to make this into
I was
two.
going to say 45-minute episode. I think an hour sometimes is
It's really long.
aggressive.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. I have nothing else to say about saying bye. Thanks for sticking around to the end.
I look at y'all the whole episode, and then at the very end, when you're like, thanks, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a camera.
I know.
Yeah.
A couple times, that's when I'll do my hand thing.
It's the first time I've looked at the camera in an hour and a half. So
I think that's why my neck hurts at the end of these.
Yeah.
Honestly. I could sit like this, but that's too
I get real
Yeah.
dizzy.
that's too much. So I'd have to just kind of give it this.
all right, well, like and subscribe, comment. Apparently that helps.
Comment helps the algorithm.
Yeah.
Penis.